Oh man, this is going to take some getting used to. Oh, this feels so weird. It feels so weird. 4 years ago, I made a video on this channel, and that video was titled something like Outlast VR is amazing, all in caps, / Vorpex gameplay. Now, I haven't used Vorpex in years. It's been a very long time since I loaded up Vorpex and tried to play a game with it. So jumping back in today, oh, it's gonna take a little while to get used to. I'd completely forgotten what games running within Vorpex look like and how they operate and how there's kind of this strange warping within them. Oh, okay, now this isn't a video where I'm coming on here to hate on Vorpex or talk about how much the industry has moved on. Maybe I'll do that second thing because the industry has moved on a lot and we do have more powerful modding software now for VR games. This really is just more of a video where I wanted to revisit one of my favourite Vorpex experiences and see how it holds up, especially now in 2025 where I have a much more powerful PC and I thought I'd be able to get a better looking visual representation in game, but this is maxed out. This is as good as it looks. And I wanted to also see if Vorpex has changed much in those kind of few years since I last played it. And it's clear that it has. You know, I don't think I've played Vorpex since you could use your controllers. And I don't know if you can see what I can see right now, but I can see my controllers in front of me. Actually, I'm going to check. Can you see? No, you can't see these. That's a real shame. I can only see these in headset, but you can't see them. But I can actually see representations of my controllers in game, and all the buttons are mapped out for me. So it's really clear that Vorpex has changed a lot since I last used it. But man, the feeling of turning your head in here is pretty wild. The whole world kind of warps at the edges. It doesn't have that true native VR proper geometry, 3D geometry feeling. There's a person in that window up there. That something like UEVR has. Now, I called Outlast VR amazing. I said it was amazing in VR. And I'm testing myself today. I'm coming back to see if it really is amazing with Vorpex. Is Outlast VR amazing, or is it just okay in VR? Let's find out. Right, crouch. I can remember how to do that. Oh, that's camera. I can't remember how to do that. Piss! There we go. I'm crouching. I'm going through. Now, I must admit, it is immediately really nice that I can just use touch controllers to play the game. That's a massive improvement over using just like a normal controller. It doesn't sound like much, but from an accessibility and kind of user interface point of view, having to plug in a controller and have that going or use keyboard and mouse is a little bit more inconvenient, I guess, than just using the touch controllers that are already right there and ready to go with your VR headset. Visually, it doesn't look amazing. It has that kind of film grain thing that Outlast has, which is pretty overwhelming. I'm sure there's probably a way to disable that with another mod. But it's just the warping. Like when I turn my head, it doesn't feel like I'm a human standing here turning my head. It feels like there's an image in front of me that kind of bows and warps and twists in a slightly strange and unconventional way. It's like my FOV isn't kind of directly attached to my actual human FOV. It's unnatural. It feels weird. But it is Outlast in VR, which is very cool. Like, fundamentally, it is very cool that Vorpex exists and can do things like this. I will never outright talk shit about Vorpex because it is such an impressive piece of tech and it propelled me into a world of VR and content creation that I probably wouldn't be in now. Like, if Vorpex didn't exist, would I have this YouTube channel? I probably would, but I think it would look very different. I think I probably would have gone down a very different path with this channel. But one of the things that got me into making content really early was Vorpex and being able to put the camera down. Being able to play games in VR that weren't supposed to be played in VR. Like, that was kind of my entry point into YouTube content creation as I know it now. I think if Vorpex didn't exist, I probably would have just been a straight up horror YouTuber. I would have just played horror games, flat ones, VR ones, whatever, and just covered them all in their entirety. But this kind of awoken something in me. Awoke. Scary. I think I'm pretty much immune to all the jump scares in Outlast at this point in my life. I've played this game so many times that I don't think it can make me jump, but they are famous last words. So yeah, I'll never just come on here, make a video about Vorpex, and just shit on Vorpex, because I really do like the software, and I love what it did for me in my early YouTube career. How do I pick things up? Left mouse button. Nice. That's actually the right controller trigger. But it's fine, because what you can't see, that I can see, is controllers replicated in front of me, fully 3D little controllers, and they have the button layout for the games just kind of imprinted on the buttons. So if I'm ever not sure, I can just look at my hands, which is pretty cool. Wish you could see that, but I'm not capturing via Oculus Mirror. I'm just capturing the game directly. Can I close this door? Is that an option? Can we close that? Nah, it's... Oh! Shit, that was loud. Why'd you do that, you prick? Okay, so I'm not here to shit on Vorpex. I'm just kind of looking back on it and revisiting it as somebody who used it an awful lot a few years ago, but who hasn't used it since, because I do think we now have much better tech available to us to experience non-VR games in VR. You know, we've got a lot of fantastic straight-up mods made by the community, which are unbelievable. The quality of most of these VR mods that we get now is actually quite staggering. And then we obviously have UEVR, which is just such a powerful bit of software. And I think... Oh, Jesus. I think coming back and having a look at Vorpex, which is kind of the thing that kick-started it, the piece of software that kick-started this kind of let us play all flat games in VR, that whole movement kind of evolved out of this one piece of software. I think it's just cool to come back and... Let's go in here. And look at that software again with new perspective. You know, with the perspective of someone who lives in 2025 and has seen the advancements of VR modding tech and the VR modding community. Because UEVR does such an unbelievable, like, an actual mind-bendingly good job of plonking you into a flat game and making it feel like native VR. Like, if you look at this Vorpex, and like if you still own Vorpex and maybe haven't played it in a while, load this up and just look at how things move and turn and manipulate within the world when you're in here. It's quite a crude version of... Oh, got the camera out again. It's quite a crude version of 3D geometry, like 3D rendering, size, scale, all that kind of stuff. And then jump straight into a UEVR game. It's magic what that team's done. Actual magic. Hello? Oh! Oh, it still got me. Okay, fuck you. That's not fun. That's not funny. Because I really didn't think anything was going to get me. And I know that that jump scare exists. Oh, that's stupid, isn't it? Ay, 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 Outlast, man. Still got it. Still... Bloody hell, the music. Do you want to stop? Do you want to let up for a second? Let me catch my breath? Let me exist within this world just for a sec. Oh my god. Like, I always love the hands in this game, like reaching out and grabbing walls as you walk past. I think it's such a nice little touch. Especially in a game where you are in the dark for a huge portion of the playtime. Oh, this guy's alive, isn't he? Hello, mate. Let's turn that off.
They killed us.
I know.
They got out.
Well, you're not actually dead, so...
The variants.
Untrue.
Fight them.
He looks like Batman at the right angle there. Looks like that pipe is part of his cowl.
From security control.
There he is. He should be dead, to be fair.
Out of this terrible place.
Yeah, I'll get out eventually, Sonny Jim, but for now I need to investigate why there's all these organs on the floor. Alright, yeah, take your notes in your diary while that man dies right in front of you. You absolute freak. Right, let's get out of it. Actually quite annoyed that jump scared me. Not gonna lie. Oh. Is that the big man? Is the big fat man here already? I think he is here pretty soon, isn't he? Like, comes in and slaps me about a little bit. Who knows? So yeah, Vorpex. If you don't know what Vorpex is kind of a piece of software very similar to UEVR in that it allows you to play flat games in VR. Now, it isn't bound by the same restrictions that UEVR is. UEVR is solely... Oh my god, I'm going to forget what it is. UEVR is solely Unreal Engine 4 and 5. It can't do Unreal Engine 3 or older, and it can't do anything outside of Unreal Engine like Unity, etc. But Vorpex is a lot more free. It can kind of... It's hit and miss. It works really well for some things, not at all for others, but it isn't bound by different engines, or at least I don't remember it being bound by different engines. But the results are far more charming. It's kind of charming, wonky. Here he comes, big fat man now. Hello, mate. How's it going? See, that's not scary anymore. Yeah, Vorpex is very endearing. It feels like this. It feels old now, compared to what we currently have.
And who are you, then?
There's a real charm to it, but it does feel old. Now, just to explain to you what I can see and what this looks like, because I appreciate you're just seeing a flat screen, it kind of feels like a fully immersive VR experience. I do have full control. I can move, all around. I can look wherever I want. It doesn't... Does it have 60 OF? Doesn't feel like I'm getting any closer to those things. Hold on, let me just crouch down, try and get close to this hand. Okay, well, no, it does. I can move forward within the space, can get closer to these objects, so it does have 60 OF tracking. I don't have any kind of motion controls, although I am using my touch controllers. The world is rendered in 3D, but it just has this kind of wonky bending and twisting and warping to it when I look to the sides. It doesn't look like UEVR in that regard. UEVR is very good at kind of putting you in a world and making it feel like you're actually there, and you turn and it feels like native VR. And I think this is really nice to kind of come back to play with something like this, to kind of get a perspective on just how far we've come, because we have come a really long way in 4 years. If we use my first video of Outlast VR as a point of reference, 4 years later, we have tech and experiences that are just actually mind-blowing now, actually amazing. This is good. This is still good. It's still very cool. It's still a really cool way to play Outlast. But I would say now that I disagree with my original statement that Outlast in VR is amazing. I think it's very cool, but I would like to see a modern VR mod built with the kind of systems that we currently have that allow for some really impressive things. For example, there is an amazing Amnesia VR mod available now, and I'd like to see that kind of treatment applied to Outlast. Like, I'd love to see a modder come back and turn this into a fully fleshed out VR experience with motion controls, clean up these visuals, get rid of that kind of the grain effect that's going on, get the scale right. Hello, mate. He waits in a minute, I think. And just... Oh, why can't I move forward? I couldn't move forward for a minute. That was a bit weird. Yeah, get the scale right. Make it feel like a native VR experience. I'd love that. This is actually one game that I would adore it if we had a proper VR version. I'd actually just love a VR port of this. Do you want to crawl forward? No? Doesn't want to crawl forward? Okay, let's try again. There we go. There seems to be some kind of odd thing going on where I can't crouch and then move. I need to be moving forward, like projecting myself forward and then crouch. I need to have the momentum. Very weird. Very, very weird. Right, I think this bloke is... I think he's dead. I think this guy's dead. I don't think this is a jump scare. I could be wrong. I think I just grab his little name tag. Yeah. That's it. That's literally it. Now, one thing that UEVR is very good at, that I kind of take for granted, is its ability to get into the guts of a game and adjust and manipulate things like the HUD. The HUD elements can be moved around to suit your field of view and to make it so that you can always see those elements. Here in Outlast, I cannot see my HUD. Now, Vorpex does have an option or a button that you can press which stops it from being fully immersive VR and kind of puts it on a big screen in front of you. To see the HUD, I have to do that. I have to hold that button to kind of zoom out, and I can check my batteries. And obviously, you can only see the batteries when you've got the camera out, but I can do that and see that I have 4 batteries, and I'm actually running out, so I will change the battery. There we go, full battery. But I can't see that normally. Whereas if this was UEVR, I'd be able to kind of adjust those elements, bring them in, maybe attach them to a hand. It's so versatile. It's such a powerful bit of software. Right, you're going to jump at me now, aren't you? Yeah, you piece of shit. It's the bloody noises in this game more than anything. Look at his toothy face. Toothy face. Oh, horrible bastard. I actually feel for him, because I think these guys have been like experimented on. They're not having a good time. He doesn't want to hurt me. He wants me to help him, I think. Yeah, they're nice. They're nice guys. They're nice guys. They're not bad fellas. Can't remember if you leave footprints after walking in that blood. Do you? Yeah, you do. That's so ahead of its time. When did Outlast come out? It's a really nice little touch. Like, still, like, some AAA games don't do things like that now. Obviously, in a lot of AAA games, we've kind of far surpassed that. But that little detail is just really nice. Just leaving the bloody footprints everywhere. I think they do clean themselves up after a while, but you can make a right mess. Look at that. Look at this. Yeah, they're starting to disappear now because it can't have too many. Can't populate the area with too many of them, but it's just a nice touch. I was actually really happy to see that Vorpex is still getting updates. When I reinstalled it, loaded it all back up, got it set up, there's actually quite frequent updates still taking place, and that's really nice to see. I'm sure there are people out there who still, you know, frequently use this software, because as I say, there are so many games that UEVR cannot apply VR to, and there are so many games that do not have VR mods, and Vorpex remains the only way to play those games in VR. And if you're a die-hard VR fan, or someone who just likes experiencing things in the most immersive way possible, Vorpex is still kind of the go-to for so many great games that would benefit massively from a modern VR mod or VR version port. It's just great to see this still going. I think the one area, the one problem that Vorpex has, it's two. The two biggest problems Vorpex has. The first thing, oh my god, there's a man there, what's he telling me to do? It gave me a tip then, I didn't read what it was, so I couldn't see it. The two big problems that Vorpex has going against it. Firstly, it's pricing. It costs about £40 or $40 for Vorpex. Now you will get, if you're willing to tinker with it and you're happy to play games that look like this, you know, they're not perfect, you have to accept a certain level of jankiness and kind of unpolished, not perfect VR rendering, then you will get your money's worth. I'm sure you will. Look at that, there's a head in the toilet. But it still costs £40 in a world where something like UEVR is free, and, you know, mods for things like Amnesia and there's so many good VR mods. You know, Ready or Not VR, that experience, that mod looks absolutely fantastic. I think that's being released for free. Like, there's so many incredible free VR experiences out there that £40 is, for some people, a bit of an ask. You know? And I totally get it. The person who created this software is still working on it, and it's probably their full-time job. They need to eat. They want to be rewarded for the work they've put in. I understand that. It's kind of the same with Luke Ross and his VR mods. They're all paid. But I do think that, you know, Cyberpunk alone is worth that price of entry. Cyberpunk VR is so good that I think that's probably worth paying for Luke's mods. But yeah, I think this has an uphill battle because the VR experience isn't as good as I remember it being. Certainly not for this one game. I just can't get over the warping in the world as I turn my head. It's just, yeah, it's a bit rough. Right, do I just interact with this now? Is that what I do? And then the man comes and gets me? Is that it? Yeah, okay. Probably. So that's the first thing. It's a oh, there he is, creepy priest. The pricing is one of the big issues, and the second thing is just the quality of the experience. It just isn't up to par with modern standards. Get to the generator downstairs, turn it back on. Yeah, I remember this. Oh, can we go in here? I think that's the right thing to do. Yeah. Here he comes. It's undeniably still very cool. Undeniably still very cool. You just need such a high tolerance for kind of VR that isn't super high quality.
I'll find out.
And I remember having these conversations with Gamertag VR back when I was doing a lot of Vorpex stuff still, and he tried it several times and could just never get on board with it. Because his bar for like an acceptable standard of what a VR game should feel like, or what a VR experience should feel like, was way higher than mine, and massive respect to him for that. I just wanted to play these games in VR so badly that I was happy to accept a level of, I guess, performance and quality that maybe a lot of people probably wouldn't accept. Right, do I just go downstairs now? I think I do. Just go downstairs. I don't know if I sprint. I don't know if that's the right thing to do. Probably not. Alright, get the camera out. Get the bloody night vision on. Oh, maybe I don't need it. Nah, turn that off. Don't need that bloody on. Let's go downstairs. So yeah, Vorpex requires a specific kind of person to enjoy it. And I think, you know, it has that going against it, for sure. Because not everyone is going to be happy for £40 accepting a kind of a visual experience, and a comfort experience just isn't quite there. Or certainly isn't on par with what we can get for free from a lot of other places. I kind of vaguely remember this. This is the first bit where you're like running away from someone, isn't it? And it's all a bit... This game, man. Yeah, we're gonna do night vision. We're gonna do night vision. We're gonna do night vision. There is a bloke down here with me. I know that. And I've got to turn the bloody generator on. I probably won't be able to do it because I'm shit. Can I turn this one on? Or is this just a map of the generators? What does that say? Turn on 2 gas pumps and main breaker. Yes, I remember. Okay. We've got to turn on 2 generators, 2 gas pumps, and then turn on that. But there is a guy down here with me. And he wants to eat my spine and suck all the juices out of my body. Right, quietly open the door. Nice. Is that a gas pump? Sure bloody looks like one, doesn't it? Should we press the button? Right, that one's on. But now that will alert him to my whereabouts. I can hear him. I can hear him. It's such a good... Oh, there he is. Such a good game, man. Right, he's over there. He's heading to the generator, right? So I can just go this way. Where is the second generator? Could be anywhere, couldn't it? Oh, there's so many batteries. I'm going to slam a new one in the camera because I think I need one. Yeah, there we go. I think I will always have a soft spot in my heart for Vorpex. Does that say Electric Room? Yeah. You know, it gave me countless hours of enjoyment and fun back in those early days of PCVR for me. And I will always love it for that. I really will. But it's interesting playing it in 2025 and having experienced so many better options. It feels dated. It definitely feels dated. And, you know, it's just the nature of things. Tech moves on, and this is... There's a man there with a bloody big old whacking stick. I think I can just get into one of these, though, right? Yeah, just get in there. Get in there. Yeah, it's just the nature of things. Tech moves on. Turn my night vision off. Is that a good thing to do? No, I can't even do it. Oh, he's right there. If I leave now, I can probably run past him, right? Yeah, almost certainly. Screw you, you suck, mate. Woohoo! I'm way faster than you. Yeah, bitch. Get in here. Oh, that's the wrong place to go. I wonder if he's right behind me. Oh, he is! He came from nowhere. There he is, you freak. I'm just going to leave again. I'm going to go this way. And then I'm going to go this way. This is the bit where I never know what to do. I have to find the other, like, gas pump room. Is it just here? Is it just this room? Pump room. Oh my god, it actually is, I think. Yeah, it is. And then I press that button. And then do I've got to go back and press the other one? Right, he's going to come in here now. He's pissed. Yeah, there he is. Right, both those pumps are on now, but he is in this room. Do I now do something here? Yeah, go. Fucking go! Fucking go! Wait, does he want me to go back to the security room? Oh, it's so bloody bright in it. Oh, shit the bed. This way? Yeah, get through there. Get through that hole. Oh, quid's in, baby. I think I've done it. That was so easy. Wait, why can't I open the door? Wait, what? Oh, it's alright. I was opening it the wrong way. That was definitely a pull door, not a push door. That's definitely a push door. I came here earlier this week. It was definitely a push door. Let me show you. Is Outlast VR amazing? It's cool. It's cool. It really is cool. But it is janky, and Vorpex has aged quite considerably since I last went hands-on with it.
My son.
And
I didn't want to have to do this to you.
It certainly feels very out of step with today's VR modding tools
There
and
is so
systems.
much yet for you to witness.
Perspective here is all kinds of wrong.
Will you see
That is that head looks like it's about 5 feet wide and tall.
our Lord, the Wall Rider?
Oh yeah, I wake up in the prison cell, don't I? I'm pretty sure in my last Outlast VR video, the one from 4 years ago, I stopped at this exact same bit. That's just how I played this game. I do that first chase, I wake up here, and then I just call it quits. I just stop there. I'm done. It was really nice to revisit Vorpex. Again, I don't have any ill will, and feel any ill will towards the creators of Vorpex. And I don't mean this in a way to kind of make them feel like their work is unworthy or outdated or anything like that. It's just a personal opinion. I think that there are some incredible pieces of VR modding tech now, and some amazing community-created mods for games that weren't traditionally meant to be VR that now feel like full native VR experiences thanks to those mods. I think, hello mate, I think Outlast in VR is probably still one of the best use cases for Vorpex. I think it's a very strong example of what Vorpex can do. But even then, it has quite a lot of shortcomings, and it really is mainly that it doesn't look like proper VR. The way that the world kind of tilts and turns with you, you're not actually in here. It still is a screen, you know, that's kind of pushed around you, and you can feel that it's just a screen pushed around you. And I think having played much more impressive things in the years since,
Who's this?
I can reevaluate what I used to say about Vorpex.
Maybe. He looks.
Go in there?
I would like to kill
Probably don't want to go in there. Look at their penises. Can't look at them for too long.
The preacher asked us not to.
Yeah, I think it's a very of its time piece of software that I do have a lot of time for. I think it's very cool, but it feels very quaint now compared to what we currently have. However, if you do want to play Outlast in VR, this is still the best way to do it. And it's still very playable if you can put up with some wonky visuals that don't feel like you're actually there. They definitely feel more like a screen that's wrapped around your face. Because that's what they are. Oh, can I open this one? Hello? Oh, I can. I think this is the one we're supposed to go. God, I know so much about this game. I'm like an Outlast pro. Get in there right now. There we go. Squeezed into the bastard wall here. Hello? Is this where I'm supposed to be? Feels wrong, actually. Hold on. Let me see if I can go up. Can I go up? Can I go up? Can I go down? Oh, yeah, I can. Hold on. Let me go up. Up there. Up there. Quid. Oh, there's a man right there. Piss off with your snarling face. Oh, another man over there. Can I go to him? No, I can't go to him. Shut up. I'm walking away. Right, hopefully you've enjoyed. Outlast VR is pretty cool, but it's definitely not amazing. You really do have to accept quite a lot of shortcomings to call this amazing. Maybe I'll come back to Vorpex in another 4 years. Maybe my opinion would have changed even more by then. Who knows? God always provides a way, follow the blood. I don't think God provided that. I think some freak provided that. Oh, look at that. Gas. Brilliant. Right, see you soon for another one. I'm tempted to check out more things in Vorpex. Is this the best Vorpex experience, or are there some gems out there that put this to absolute shame? Maybe there are better experiences that feel more on par with UEVR, or maybe I'm right. Maybe the kind of the peak of Vorpex is this, and tech really has just moved on over the last few years. Who knows? I might find out. Take care. See you soon for another one.